No one can agree on how Bram Stoker first learned about Dracula. For years, biographers said that Bram Stoker was originally inspired by Arminius Vambry, a fascinating Hungarian spy and polyglot who traveled in disguise across Central Asia and became an international celebrity. And to be honest, it seems like pointless nerd shit, but people get really mad about this. The rumor, often reported as fact, was that Vambry told Stoker about the Transylvanian myth that Vlad the Impaler was the immortal monster for the first time ever. Another rumor was that Vambry may have also been the inspiration for the character Van Helsing himself. This rumor originated before Stoker's notes had ever been published. It seems natural, after all. Vambry knew Stoker, he was a scholar of Transylvanian history, and Van Helsing even writes to my friend Arminius at the University of Budapest in the book itself. This fictional Arminius tells Van Helsing about Dracula's history, linking him to the historic Vlad the Impaler. But there's a problem assuming that the real-life Vambry inspired Dracula. Stoker's notes, published long after many major biographies were written, make no mention of Vambry whatsoever, and while Stoker's diaries describe in detail his conversations with the Hungarian explorer, at no point do they mention talking about vampires or Dracula. Vambry's own writings discuss many of the historical subjects in Stoker's book, but at no point does the vampire myth itself come up. Stoker's notes, however, indicate that he pulled a lot of his information about Dracula from an English diplomat who extensively wrote about Transylvanian folklore. So, while Stoker and Vambry did know and admire each other, and the book refers to a Hungarian professor named Arminius as a valuable source of knowledge, is that enough evidence to say that Vambry directly inspired the creation of the character? Well, it doesn't really disprove it, and Vambry is a far more interesting figure than the boring English diplomat William Wilkinson, so while my head might not be fully convinced, my heart does want to believe it. What do you think?